Good morning again. In this session, we are going to continue evaluating or checking our understanding about the two processes done by green plants, photosynthesis and respiration. In the previous session, we have solved parts A, B, C. In this session, we are going to move into page 58 and start reading part D. Please look at part D carefully. I have to read it. Referring to the figure, referring to the above figure, mentioned figure in page 57, you have to give or find a difference between the two processes. It means the photosynthesis and respiration. The two processes means photosynthesis and respiration, but other than the gaseous exchange. As we know before, in photosynthesis, oxygen gas is released and carbon dioxide is absorbed, while in respiration, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released. This is the first difference. Who can give me another difference between photosynthesis and respiration? Please, I have to find another difference between photosynthesis and respiration. I'm waiting for the raising hands. Okay, Haidar, can you please give me a difference?
The photosynthesis breathes during the day, and the respiration breathes during the day also.
Excellent. So photosynthesis is a process which takes place during the daytime in the presence of sunlight only, while respiration takes place all day and night. Excellent, Haidar. Let's write our answer. But before we are going to write, who can give me another difference? Okay, Tia, can you give me another difference?
Yes, respiration for human, animals, green plants, but photosynthesis are only for the plant.
Excellent, Tia. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Now, Ali Sarhan has also an answer. What, Ali?
Mass respiration takes place in the root, while photosynthesis takes place in the leaves.
Excellent, Ali. Why do you think, Ali, photosynthesis takes place only in the leaves? What we have in the leaves?
Chlorophyll.
Excellent, Sarhan Habibi. Thank you. So please let's write the difference. We can write only one difference, but we have many choices to write in the exam or during the exam. So photosynthesis takes place during the day time only in the presence of sunlight, while respiration takes place all day and night. When we finish writing part D, we have to move into part 2 or number 2. The setups below are realized to highlight the gaseous exchanges between or which take place during the respiration of radish. So, this experiment is done to highlight the gaseous exchange which take place during respiration of radish. We know that radishes are green plants. They are green plants, and as we know, green plants can make both processes. In the following setup, I have an oxygen probe, and as we said before, oxygen probe is an instrument or tool used to measure the amount of oxygen. So, this is an instrument, device or tool used to measure the amount of oxygen. Let me start explaining and then asking you. At the beginning of the experiment, I have step 1 first. I have step 1 and step 2. In step 1, we can find a radish plant, a container or oxygen probe, and clear lime water. How was the lime water? Clear. It was clear. At the beginning of the experiment in setup 1, the amount of oxygen also was 21%. In step 2, I have no green plant, no radish here. Only I have clear lime water. So in both, we have clear lime water. But in the step 1, radish plant is introduced, while in step 2, no green plant. And the amount of oxygen was also 21. Now, after 30 minutes, after half an hour, what will happen? Look at step 1. The oxygen amount decreases to 18%. And also the clear lime water becomes turbid. The clear lime water becomes turbid. While in step 2, the clear lime water still clear and the oxygen amount still the same, didn't change. Who can give me an explanation to this analysis? So, Celine will explain again what happens. Okay, Celine teacher, can you tell me why does the oxygen amount decrease in step 1 and still the same in step 2? Why?
Because in step because we have a radish.
We have a radish plant, and what does this radish plant make?
It makes the lime water turbid.
Of course, it makes the lime water turbid. Why? Why the lime water becomes turbid? What process does this radish make in this case?
Because the radish is respiration.
Excellent Celine. Because the radish plant breathes or respires. That's why the amount of oxygen decreases from 21 till 18. As Celine said, and Ali or Ali Burja, yes of course, and Hassan Dilbani. So the amount of oxygen decreases because the radish plant makes respiration, and during respiration, oxygen gas is absorbed. What do we use to measure the amount of oxygen? Who can tell me what do we use to find or measure the quantity of oxygen? What's Serhan?
Oxygen probe.
Excellent, we find or we use oxygen probe. So this instrument or device is used to measure or find the amount or quantity of oxygen absorbed. Excellent student till now. Now, let's move to part 1 or part A. Indicate the variable factor. I will repeat what do you mean by variable factor. You can write it. You can please write it. Variable factor means difference between set 1 and set 2. The variable factor here means the difference between step 1 and 2. Look at step 1, look at step 2 again. What we have in step 1 and didn't or isn't found in step 2. What is found in step 1 and isn't found in step 2? Let me ask now. Okay, Ahmad Ghnem, what is the difference between step 1 and 2?
In step 1 there is a plant, but in step 2 there is no plant.
Excellent, Ahmad. Habibi, thanks teacher. So in step 1 there is a radish plant, while in step 2 no radish plant is introduced. Excellent teacher. So the answer is radish plant is absent in step 2. Also, we can write that radish plant between bracket absence or presence. Now, specify the control setup. The control setup means the setup which has no variation or no change. Which one is the control setup? So, Rahab, can you please specify the control setup?
Yes. Step 2, change in F.
Excellent, because no change takes place in step 2. Excellent, excellent teacher. Thanks a lot. So, the answer is setup 1, or we can say step 1 is the control setup because it doesn't contain the variable factor. It means no change takes place in step 2. This is all about parts A and B in this experiment. Let's continue later. Thanks for you.